Hi, I'm Bob from the Great Reserve, and I'm here this morning to tell you why I'm a part of the Great Reserve. And pretty much the perfect place to tell you this story. In September of 2020, the cabin fire, also known as the SQF complex fire, burned through our community of Sequoia Crest, a place where I'd had a home since 1997, just up on the hill behind you. So the fire came through here, it burned half of our community, and my wife and I were sitting in London in our flat, and we discussed what we were going to do about this. My wife Uta Kogelsberger is an artist, so the obvious answer for her is she was going to create some art to make people aware of the dangers of the fire and the cost of the cleanup of these massive wildfires, and also some of the causes of them. And for me, it was to organize planting projects. Half of our community was now no homes, nothing live, trees all burnt, being cut down to make the area safe. So we organized two planting projects. The first in October of 21 with the help of the Archangel Ancient Tree Archive. Hopefully this wind has not done too much for you to hear me. And they donated 150 giant sequoia trees. At that time, this tree would have stood about this tall, been in a 3-gallon bucket about that big for, I really don't know the metrics for that, with the condition that we ran irrigation lines to them. So we organized a planting, we planted these trees, got permission from the people who had lost their homes, because that was the places the trees needed to be planted. I spent most of the pandemic running irrigation line with some help from several people up here. When my wife Uta and I reached out to the community to ask whose house we could rent so we could spend the time in the community, as clearly we couldn't spend any time in ours, it was gone. Responses came back, no, we're not going to rent you our properties, but you're welcome to use them. The community supported us amazingly. We came up with a budget of what it was going to cost to plant the trees, to take care of them, asked people to donate, and again, everybody stepped up and funded our project. So we followed that up with some help from a business community organization down in the Central Valley, which is off in this direction. We got about 100 people up here on May 1st of 2022, and we planted over 6,000 trees, 2,000 of them giant sequoias, also sugar pines and ponderosa pines, two other species native to this area. And these days I spend my summer coming over here and watering these trees, making sure our watering system is working, and just appreciating the recovery of this area. We do have a lot of invasive stuff that has cropped up, but we also have now hundreds of new trees growing up to replace the old ones that we obviously can't replace in anywhere near the near future, basically. Anyway, because of that, I was sitting in London one day wondering what I was going to do next, did a Google search, and the Great Reserve popped up, got in touch with Jill and Henry, had lunch, and now I am a full-fledged director of the organization and happily planting more trees. Thank you very much for your time.